Hello, my friends, and hello, my students, and hello, my viewers throughout the world. You are welcome again. Now, today's lesson is all about people and jobs. So, we're going to talk about the jobs your family members exercise and perform. Your father, your mother, sister, and brothers, what do they do? What's their job? Okay? So, let's move on. Now, in today's lesson, students will be able to use some vocabulary related to jobs. Again, students will be able to exchange information about family, jobs, and workplace. My friends, so before we carry on, if you are a new follower, don't hesitate to subscribe in the channel. You press like, you subscribe, and you hit the notification bell. Thank you, my friends. Now, we shall start with a warm-up about jobs, and this activity is what is my job? Now look at the picture. I don't think you can tell, which profession is this, but with some clues and some information, you can make it. Now, I want you to listen carefully and discover which job is this. I spend many years training. I often work in a large building with many sick people. Or perhaps I work in a small office where you will visit me and talk to me about your problems. Talk to me about your health problems. So my friends, what do I do? Who am I? What's my job? What's my profession? You take some moments of thinking, and you have to tell me, my friends, which job is this? Good. So, what do you think? Can you make it, my friends? So, of course, this is a doctor. Look at the picture. This is a doctor. Fantastic, my friends. Let's carry on. I think today is going to be a promising lesson. So let's start with a dialogue, my friends, talking about jobs. Now look, Olivia and Sophia are friends, and they are exchanging information about family members, about family and about their jobs. Now I want you to take your notebook. You grab your notebook and you take your pen, and you start working this activity. Number 1, listen and complete. So listen carefully and put down the missing words. Olivia, who is this, Sophia? Sophia, that's my brother. That's my father. Olivia, your father? He looks handsome. Sophia, what does he do? Olivia, he's a bank clerk. Sophia, he's very elegant. So what do you think, my friends? Try to finish your work, and we shall be correcting just in moments, my friends. Put down your words carefully. Check out the spelling. And here we are. Let's correct. Who's this, Sophia? That's my father. Good job. Your father? He looks handsome. Sophia. What does he do? What's his job? He's a bank clerk. He works in a bank. Sophia. He's very elegant. Fantastic, my friends. You have done a great job. Now, number 2, find the job of Sophia's father. What's Sophia's father's job? What does Sophia's father do? What's his job? So, Sophia's father is a bank clerk. He's an employee in a bank. Good. So, my friends, let's discover other new jobs in the next activity. Okay, my friends. Now I want you to listen carefully and repeat. Listen and repeat. A doctor. A doctor. A bus driver. A bus driver. A barber. A barber. An actor. An actor. A chef. A chef. A taxi driver. A taxi driver. A teacher. A teacher. A farmer. A farmer. A mechanic. A mechanic. An artist. An artist. A dentist. A dentist. A musician. A musician. A vet. A vet. A policeman. A policeman. Good. So you have done a great job, my friends. Now let's move to another activity, which is a game, which is called memory. Now this is a popular game, memory game. Now I want you to call on your memory and you find out which jobs are these. Let's start with the first one. What does Subhi do? What does Subhi do? Look at the picture. This is Subhi. What does he do? What's his job? He's a bus driver. He's a bus driver. Good. Now what about Anwar? Look at the picture. Anwar is a chef. Very good. Now what about Augusto? What does he do? What does he do, Augusto? So he's a farmer. Good. Fantastic. Let's move on. Now Ralph. Ralph, look at the photo. Ralph. What does he do? He's a doctor. He's a doctor. What about Joe? Look at the picture. He's having a client's hair cut. Look at the photo. So Joe is a barber. Now what about Samir? Look, he's very nervous. So Samir is a taxi driver. Is a taxi driver. Now what about Rida? So Rida is an actor. Rida is an actor. Good. Okay, still to come, more pictures, more photos about different jobs. Now what about Saeed? Look at the photo. What does he do? What's his job? So Saeed is an artist. Saeed is an artist. He's drawing pictures, he's painting. What about Mindy? What's his job? So Mindy is a dentist. Very good. Awesome. Fantastic. Now what about Jess? Look at the picture. He's having his guitar and he's enjoying his time. Which job is this? So Jess is a musician. Jess is a musician. Now what about Stanley? She's taking care of animals. So Stanley is a vet. Good. What about Abdul Jabbar? What does he do? What's his job? What's his profession? Look at the picture. Abdul Jabbar is a policeman. Good job, my friends. Fantastic. Now we're gonna talk about people's jobs and workplace. So now we are going to move to make a connection between a job and particular places as workplace. So for example, a doctor works in a hospital. A nurse works in a hospital too. For example, a cashier and the salesperson, where do they work? So they work in supermarkets, they work in malls, in stores. Good. Fantastic. Now let's have this dialogue. And before that, look at the picture. Which job is this? Oh, good. So of course this is a chef. This is a chef. Now in this dialogue, Dries and Farid are talking about family. I'm talking about family and professions. Okay, so listen and repeat. Who's this Farid? That's my uncle Anwar. What does he do? He's a chef. Where does he work? He works in a restaurant. Idris, oh, that's interesting. So my friends, you can practice. You repeat after me. Let's repeat. Who's this Farid? That's my uncle Anwar. What does he do? He's a chef. Where does he work? He works in a restaurant. Oh, that's interesting. Good job, my friends. So let's move on. Now I want you to do the same thing for next activity. We're gonna talk about family and jobs. So you take your notebook and you start working, and this time I want you to start with the first picture, which is this one. You take this picture as a model, or you work with this picture to complete this dialogue. Maybe you A and B, you and your friend. Okay, good. So let's do it. You have some 2 minutes, and then we're going to correct. Here we are, my friends. Time is over. Let's correct. So you can go like this. Who's this, Peter? That's my brother. Okay. What does he do? He's a barber. Where does he work? He works in a barber shop, or he works downtown. Good. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. I really like this job of barber. Good. So let's take number 2. Look at the picture here and try to make a meaningful dialogue about the picture. Good job, my friends. So let's do it. For example, we have Jessica and Steve. They are having this dialogue. Let's do it. Who's this, Jessica? Okay, Steve. Oh, that's my uncle. Jessica. What does he do? He's a policeman. Jessica. Where does he work? Peter. He works in a police station. Oh, that's a tough job. That's a difficult job. I can't tell that, or I can't imagine myself to be a policewoman. It's very difficult. Good. Let's move to something else, my friends. For example, this job. For example, we have Ahmed and Saeed are having this dialogue. Who's this Ahmed? That's my cousin. Your cousin? What does he do? Oh, he's an actor. Where does he work? Oh, my cousin works in a theater. He's a drama actor. Oh, that's exciting. That's cool. I really like this job. It's an exciting job to be an actor. Good job, my friends. Next one. This picture. Now, this picture, I shall leave it for you, my friends, as a homework for my students and my viewers. This one is a homework for you. You do it and you post it in the comments below. Okay? Thank you. Now our next activity is kind of matching exercise. Okay? This is a matching exercise. What do you have to match? Jobs with workplace. So for example, in the picture we have, this is a waiter. This is a waiter, right? Good. So this is a job. Now what about the workplace? What about the workplace? So my friends, where does a waiter work? Where does he work? Where does he work? What do you think? You must have got an idea. Where does he work? Just look at the picture or the video next to it. What do we call this place? So where does he work? So a waiter works in, of course, in a restaurant. A waiter works in a restaurant. Good job, my friends. Look at the table. It's full of good food, fantastic food. Wow, it's an enjoyable meal. Good job. Now, next activity is pair work. I want you, with your pair, with your friends, to make this activity. So let's take these jobs now and try to match them with the workplace. Try to match them with the workplace. We're talking here about a chef, a doctor, bank clerk, engineer, waiter, salesperson, cashier, nurse, accountant, and security guard. And we have these 4 working place or workplace: hospital, office, restaurant, and store. And my friends, I can help you with the first one. So chef works in a restaurant. Good. That's fantastic. Now I want you to do the remaining ones, and you have up to 3 minutes to do this. So grab your notebook and start jotting down the job vocabulary on the table. Let's do it. Good job, my friends. So it's time to correct our exercise. Now what about doctor? Where does a doctor work? So doctor, of course, works in a hospital. We have doctor. Good. Next one. Bank clerk. So bank clerk works in an office. Good. The bank clerk works in an office. Now what about engineer? Engineer, okay, work in office too. Good. Now what about waiter? Waiter. So waiter works in a restaurant. Good. A salesperson. A salesperson is somebody who works in a store. Very good. Now the next one, cashier. A cashier works in a store too. A cashier works in a supermarket, in a mall, or in a store. A nurse works in a hospital. Very good. And what about an accountant? An accountant works in an office. Good. A security guard, the last one, works in a hospital, and he can also work in a store or in a supermarket, in a mall. That's good. Fantastic, my friends. Let's move on. And now you can give me some examples. You put these jobs in meaningful sentences. You can go like this: a doctor works in a hospital. Mm. A nurse works in a hospital too. Good. You can see also a chef works in a restaurant. What about a waiter? A waiter also works in a restaurant. Good. Now you can do other examples, cashier, an engineer, and you state where do they work? What is their workplace? Good job. Now let's move on to, this is a job survey. We're gonna ask who questions about jobs, and you, my friends, you're gonna answer, of course, with different possibilities. For example, A can say, for example, who wears a uniform? Look at the picture. So this is a uniform of a particular job. So let's do it. For example, a policeman wears a uniform. A policeman or a policewoman, they wear a uniform. Good. Somebody else can say, and the security guard. A security guard also wears a uniform. What else? A teacher too wears a uniform. Very good. Now who else wears uniform? Can you tell? Yeah, of course, a firefighter wears a uniform as well. Good. So now I want you to write down all the jobs, all the professionals that wear particular uniform in their workplace. Good. Now this is a class activity, okay, still with the same pattern of exercise, which is who questions about jobs. Now let's do it all together. Now who stands all day? Who stands all day in his work? So a policeman stands all day, a barber stands all day, a farmer, maybe an actor. So these people here, they stand all day. Good. Now who sits all day? Now it's the opposite. Who in his workplace, they are sitting on a chair all day long. Now who sits all day? Look here, the bus driver sits all day. He's sitting. A taxi driver sits all day. Good. A cashier at the market or at the shopping mall, he sits all day. Good. Now who talks to people in his workplace? So a barber talks to people. A teacher talks to people. A bank clerk talks to people. Good. Next. Now who works at night, or who has a shift night or a shift work? They work at night. A policeman works at night, and this is a difficult job. A security guard may be working at night. Yeah, a security guard works at night. Good. What else? Now who handles money? Who handles money? Who uses money in his work? A salesperson who handles money. A cashier handles money. Maybe a pharmacist, a drugstore handles money as well. A bus driver handles money. A taxi driver. Plenty of jobs that they deal with money every day. Now, who works hard? Oh, this is a very good question. Now, who works hard? So, of course, everybody in his workplace. This has to do with honesty. Now, if this person is honest, they are hard in work. No matter how different his job is, no matter how difficult or different his job is, they should, do their job and duty perfectly and honestly. Good job, my friends. Now next we have these beautiful jobs which makes the variety of our community. The people are performing different jobs for different purposes, to serve our everyday needs. So that's why variety is something good. Now, what are these jobs like? For example, are they difficult? Are they stressful? So maybe a taxi driver is stressful. some another job which is dangerous. Okay, some other jobs can be exciting, like a musician, like an actor. Okay, now another job which can be difficult. Another job it can be boring. I don't know. So it depends on you. It depends on the people who are performing these jobs. Maybe they feel boring. Maybe they feel it's dangerous. Maybe they feel it's interesting. So it's up to you, the workplace, and the environment you're working in. A lot of characteristics that make you come up with such judgment, with such idea of your job. Is it nice? Is it boring? Is it difficult? So it's up to you, my friend. Now let's move to reading. So today we're gonna read for specific information, and I want you, my friends, to read and try to guess which job is it. Which job is it in picture 1, 2, and 3? Okay, so I want you to guess the corresponding job with such picture. So let's start with number 1. We're gonna read and find out which job is picture number 1. Number 1, I'm Joe. I serve in a restaurant. It's a simple job but boring. I don't like it much. That's why I'm looking for a new job. So which job is this, my friends? Try to figure out. You go back to the text and you start having some reflection on this job. Try to make some connections between these ideas, these lines about this particular job. And also you can make use of the picture. You can make use of the video, and you tell me which job is it. Good job, my friends. Yeah, so this is a waiter. This is a waiter. Look, this is a waiter. Good. Now what about picture number 2? Look at the picture and make your guesses, okay? And you can also make use of the text. Let's read the text and find out which job is this. So number 2, I'm Bob. I'm a cardiolog. I examine people's hearts. My job is interesting but kind of stressful. I like my job because I like helping people. So my friends, what do you think? Which job is this? Which job is Bob performing and exercising every day? So examines people's hearts. His job is interesting, etc. And he likes his job because he likes helping people. So let's discover, my friend, this job. Look at the picture. So this is a doctor, of course. So Bob is a doctor, my friends. And number 3, sorry. Let's read text number 3. I'm Smith. I play in the widescreen. I enjoy my job. It's so exciting. We're always moving from one place to another, from one city to another, from one shooting place to another. I play different roles like action, comedy, and romance. My friends, so what do you think? Which job is this? You gotta be quick. You gotta be smart to figure out which job is this. So Smith plays in the widescreen. He enjoys his job. It's exciting. He's moving from one place to another, from one city, from one country, from one shooting place. He plays different roles, action, comedy, and romance. So this is gotta be yes, of course, it's an actor. So Smith is an actor. So my friends, it was a fantastic job. It was a fantastic activity today. And let's move on, my friends. There are a lot of things to discover today. Now let's voice out, what do these people think of their job? What do they think of their job? Okay, let's find out what do they think of their job. So for example, what does Joe think about his job? Does he like it? Does he think it's interesting, it's cool, it's boring, it's difficult, is it stressful? So what is it like to be a waiter? Let's find out. So what do they think about their jobs? It starts with Joe. So Joe thinks that his job is simple, but boring. He thinks that to be a waiter is a boring job. That's what he thinks. Let's move to Bob. So Bob looks like he's enjoying his job. So let's find out. Good. So his job, he thinks that his job is interesting. Good. So what else? But he thinks it's kind of stressful, though his job is interesting. But he thinks it's stressful because of surgical operations. It's difficult to take people under the knife to make operations, and sometimes you should be very, very careful. Good. Now what about Smith? What does he think about his job? Let's discover. So he thinks his job is exciting. It's exciting to be on the move. You move from one city to another, from one country to another, from one shooting place to another. You are on the move, you are traveling, you are sightseeing, discovering new places, discovering new things. You are enjoying your road trip, and you're traveling your flights all over through the world. You go to different places and sites. Good job, my friends. Let's carry on. Now, in general, what do these professionals think about their jobs? Let's recapitulate. Let's summarize what we have seen in the three texts. For example, waiters in general, they think that their job is simple. It's not a complicated job, and they think it's boring. They think their job is boring. It's not interesting. That's what they think. Now what about doctors? So doctors think that their job is interesting and stressful. But anyway, this is a fantastic job to help people. It's something good. To help people and to examine them and to find health solutions and cures for their health problems. Good job. Now what do actors think? What did Smith say about his job, how to be an actor? What does he think about his job? Good job. So he thinks, and all the actors think, that their job is exciting. Good, my friends, fantastic. Now let's take this dialogue between Jim and Anna. You're gonna listen and you're gonna complete the dialogue. But before that, look at the picture. Which job is this? Which job is this? Is it a doctor? Is he a nurse? So let's read the dialogue and find out. Jim: what does your brother do? Anna: my brother? He's a nurse. Jim: how does he like it? Anna: it's difficult, but he loves it. Good job. Now, my friends, let's correct. What does your brother do? My brother? He's a nurse. How does he like it? What does he say about this job, to be a nurse? Anna: it's difficult. He says that it's difficult. But anyway, he loves his job. He loves what he's doing. Good. So, my friends, it's your time to complete the dialogue. This is a dialogue between you and your friend. You take your notebook and you start completing the dialogue. You have 2 minutes to do it, and then we are going to correct. My friends, time is over and I want to see your corrections. I want to see your homework. Good, so let's do it all together. So friend, what do? You? I'm a student. Good, I'm a student, friend. Good. How do you like your school? How do you like your school? Give us some impressions, some opinion about going to school. What does it look like to be a student and to go to school? So you can go like this. It's great. I like my teachers, my classmates, and something funny. I like break time. I like break time and recreation activities. In break time with my friends, we chat, we play, we run, we eat something, we drink juice, etc. Good job. Now in today's lesson there is a space for some grammar. Okay, so we're going to talk about using adjectives. You're going to talk about the place of an adjective within a sentence. Okay, so you can use the verb to be plus adjective, or you can use adjective plus noun. Let's discover how you're gonna do it. Now here, for example, a doctor's job is interesting. A doctor's job is interesting. Now here you can use the verb to be plus adjective. Look, so is the verb to be and interesting is an adjective. A doctor's job is interesting. And you can also use it differently. You can start with adjective and use a noun. Okay, this is adjective and it is preceded with a job. Now it's the opposite. A doctor has an interesting job. A doctor okay, a doctor has an interesting a doctor has an interesting job. Interesting adjective and the job is a noun. So you have got two possibilities that you can do, that you can work with. Look here, a waiter's job is stressful. So is verb to be, stressful is adjective. The other way to do this, the same idea, a waiter has, but you have to use has. Waiter has a stressful job. Stressful is adjective and job is a noun. Good. Now I want you to make a kind of connection between some professions, some jobs like mechanic, waiter, journalist, teacher and cashier, and we try to, this is kind of relative question, kind of relativity, but this is general impression of different people. So what do mechanics, or what do people think about this job, mechanic? Is this an exciting job, a difficult job, an easy job, a boring job, or stressful job? So you take some wait time, some thinking moments, and you, on your notebook, you make matching. You match mechanic with, I don't know, exciting or stressful or boring, and you have 2 minutes to do this. My friends, time is over. Let's correct. So, mechanic, what do you think? There is a general impression that a mechanic is a difficult job, is a hard job. Now, what about waiter? Waiter. So, a lot of people, even though waiters, they think that this job is boring. Okay. Now, what about journalists? What about journalists? So this job is an exciting job. He's always on the move. He takes photos. He takes conversations, interviews with different people. So this is an exciting job. What about a teacher? Is it an easy or stressful job? So a teacher is a stressful job, though it's a fantastic job that you educate and teach young learners, but in general it's kind of stressful. Cashier, so a cashier is an easy job. That's what people think as a general idea or general impression. My friends, now I want you to do like the examples we have seen before. A doctor's job is interesting. A mechanic's job is good, is difficult. So let's do it together, my friends. A mechanic's job is difficult, or you can also say a mechanic has a difficult job. Good. Now what about a waiter? What about a waiter? Let's do it with the waiter. So waiter and boring. This is the adjective. Let's find out. So a waiter's job is boring. A waiter has a boring job. So this is just an opinion. Maybe you can have a different opinion, okay? It depends, I said before, it depends on you. It depends on the environment of your working place. So so things are relative, and they are not, correct, or they are not sure 100%. So it depends on you, my friend. You can make your working place a better place, no matter what different or difficult is your job. Now what about journalists? A journalist's job is exciting. A journalist has an exciting job. Fantastic, my friends. What about teacher? So a teacher's job is stressful. A teacher has a stressful job. Good. The last one, cashier. So we said that cashier is an easy job. It can be easy. I don't know. Good. So a cashier's job is easy. A cashier has an easy job. So my friends, I want you to start working with this frame of verb to be plus adjective, or adjective plus noun. It's gonna make your writing, smooth, systematic, and interesting, my friends. You're gonna impress your teachers and your friends. Good job. Now let's move to practice. Now we have Miss Susie is asking John about his job. So maybe they are neighbors, and they are Miss Susie wants to know her new neighbor's job. She wants to discover him, and maybe she can need something about his job. So it's good to know your neighbors and the professions they are exercising, and maybe you can make kind of mutual exchange of things, information. You share things. Maybe they can help you in different things in your everyday life. So Miss Susie is having this conversation, and she is asking different questions. She's asking John, her new neighbor, about different things. So she goes like this. Do you have a job? What do you do exactly? And where do you work? The place. Is your job exciting? Is your job interesting? Is your job funny? Is your job boring? And what time do you go to work? What time do you go to work? When do you finish work? And do you like your job? And what do you do after work? What do you do after finishing your work? These are good questions to talk about somebody's work, and you have a little chat, you have a little discussion about your neighbor, about your friend's job, profession, and you exchange informations about these different things and these different things about these jobs. Good. So my friends, now this is your next activity. You are going to practice this dialogue, Susie and John. Now you just put yourself in John's shoes. You imagine that you are John with this long tie and this funny haircut, beautiful clothing and outfit, and you try to imagine the dialogue, the conversation Susie and John are having between them, maybe at the doorstep or in the elevator or at the stairs. So you have some way time and you start working, my friends. You have 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Susie, do you have a job? John, Susie, what do you do exactly? Susie, where do you work? John, Susie, what is your job like? John, Susie, what time do you go to work? John, Time is over, my friends. So let's find out what you have done in this exercise. So let's do it. You have all these questions that you have to finish. So, do you have a job? What do you do exactly? Where do you work? What is your job like? What time do you go to work? And do you have a job? Sorry. When do you finish work? That's it. Okay. So my friends, it's time to correct. It's time to have your homework done. Let's correct. Here we are. So Susie, do you have a job? John, yes, I do. Susie, what do you do exactly? John, I'm a receptionist. Susie, where do you work? John, I work in a hotel. Susie, what is your job like? John, it's an exciting job. Susie, what time do you go to work? What time do you go to work? John, I start work at midday. So do you have a job? Yes, I do. When do you finish work? John, normally I finish at 8 o'clock in the morning. I finish at 8 o'clock in the next morning. Oh. Susie, do you like your job? John, yes, I do. Great job, my friends. You can rewind the video. You practice. Okay? I want you to practice. You and your friend, you and your brother or sister, you practice the dialogue. Do you have a job? Yes, I do. What do you do exactly? I'm a receptionist. Where do you work? I work in a hotel. What is your job like? It's an exciting job. What time do you go to work? I start work at midday. Okay, we move here. When do you finish work? Normally I finish at 8 o'clock in the morning. Normally I finish at 8 o'clock in the next morning. Do you like your job? Yes, I do. Fantastic, my friends. Let's move on. Now at the production level, I want you, my friends, to write a short description about a job. Write a short description about a job. Maybe a teacher, maybe a mechanic, a salesperson, an actor, musician, a doctor, or whatever, okay? But without saying which job is it. Don't mention the job in your text. Did you get it now? Good. Now let's take this example. So this is an Asian girl. She's a beautiful girl, look. Now Wong Ju okay, let's take this example. And you read the text, and later on you have to find out which job is this. Now Wong Jo has a fantastic life. She makes delicious bread, cookies and cakes in the place where she works. Her salary is not so big, but the people whom she works with or the customers are buying bread and cakes from her hands love her so much. That's what makes her so happy. So what do you think, my friends? So which job is this? This is a description about a particular job, but you have to find out which job is this. Try to look for some keywords in the text that make a kind of connection with some particular jobs. So what do you think? Now Wong Ju has a fantastic life. She makes delicious bread, cookies and cakes in the place where she works. Her salary is not so big, but the people whom she works with, the customers, are buying bread and cakes from her hands. So she's making bread and cakes. Good. So what do you think? So this person must be a baker. She is a baker. She makes bread and cookies and cakes and all of these things. So she is a baker. And of course, the working place or the workplace is a bakery. She works at the bakery. She's a baker making bread and cookies and cakes. Good job, my friends. So I want you to write a description about a particular job and don't mention the job. And you can do it with your friends, or you can do it and hand it to your teacher and tell her, teacher, this is an activity I found on the net. This is a description about a particular job, and I want my friends, my classmates, to discover which job is this. So my teacher, can you let me read this description for my friends so that they can discover which job is this? It's going to be a fantastic activity with your teacher and friends. My friends, time is over. Today's lesson has been an interesting lesson. I wish it has been a success. And I hope that you have enjoyed today's lesson. But my friends, before you go, please don't hesitate to press like and subscribe for the channel, hit the notification bell, and share with your friends and family. My friends, so thank you for watching, and this is gonna be so which job is this? It's it's a taxi driver. So what do you think about this job? It's in the activity, my friends. I'm not going to burn the good things about this lesson. It's a homework you have to do, and you have to post it on the comments below. So thank you for watching. I wish you have enjoyed today's lesson. But before that, I want you to subscribe for the channel. And now it's a quick review of some vocabulary, some jobs vocabulary. Before I go, I just want to make sure you are pronouncing the vocabulary correctly. So let's have a small review about these jobs. You repeat after me, my friends. Repeat after me. A doctor, a doctor. A bus driver, a bus driver. A barber, a barber. An actor, an actor. A chef, a chef. A taxi driver, a taxi driver. A teacher, a teacher. A farmer, a farmer. A mechanic, a mechanic. An artist, an artist. A dentist, a dentist. A musician, a musician. A vet, a vet. A policeman, a policeman. So my friends, it was awesome meeting you today. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson, and I wish I can meet you very soon for other good and interesting lessons. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.